Hi everyone, Flora here. So over the past couple of weeks, I've gotten a lot of private messages and comments on my videos and in my inbox about how last year was just such a struggle and how this year people are already feeling the momentum of this year and they really want to make it good, but they don't want to have a repeat of last year. And so one of the things that I work a lot with people on is flow and how to let life be easy again. Now I want you to think about when you were a kid, how easy life was. I mean, generally, most of our lives were really simple as kids. Like you get up, you eat, you just play and do whatever the hell you wanted, and you got to take naps, and you have had really no care in the world. Now, granted, some people had really difficult childhoods, and some people have difficult adulthoods. But the key of all of this is just to recognize that when we can shift our mindset from hard or challenging or this sucks and all the negativity and shift that into ease and flow, your life is so much better. Now, a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at this and go, yeah, right, like life is not fucking easy. I've got bills to pay. I've got a partner that doesn't listen to me, blah, 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 all this stuff. Well, that's one of the reasons why your life is so hard, is because you're focusing on all of that. And trust me, I've been there. I have filed bankruptcy way back in the day when I was married the first time. I've had partners that didn't listen to me. I've had a mountain of debt. I have had, 20 pounds that I'd wanted to lose. I've had a broken back. I've been kicked out of my house when I was 16. I mean, my life was a shit show for a long time. And the more that I focused on the crap, the more that I focused on the bullshit, the harder my life got. And finally, I hit a breaking point and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I am done. I am so tired of this. And so I allowed myself to really just go within and say, I just want life to be easy again. I just want life to feel fun. And so the first thing that I did was I'm like, well, what does easy even mean to me? Like, is that even really a thing? And so I defined what easy was for me. And so that's one of the things that I would recommend that you do, is define what would feel easy for me. Like, what is my definition of an easy life? Maybe it's waking up feeling refreshed. Okay, so that means maybe go to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe it means going to a job where they hear you. Maybe they appreciate you. Maybe that's fun. Okay, so the job that you have now, what are the elements of it that you like, that you enjoy? You know what I mean? And so step number one is to just really define what easy or ease looks like for you. And then the second step is to go throughout your day, just kind of think about what right now is fun, like what right now is easy, like what feels easy. It feels easy for me to make these videos because I love what I do. Every day before I make a video, I sit in quiet meditation and I'm like, what's the message for today? And then I share that message and it feels so easy and it feels so fluid because I know that I'm a conduit for spirit. I know that whomever sees my videos are going to get something out of it and it's going to create a ripple effect on the planet. So to me, that feels easy. It feels fun. It feels fluid. I just allow myself to go with it. And for some people, making a video might not feel easy. Well, I love video. I mean, I'm a natural video person. That's just how it is. I've always been that way. And for some people, it's more audio. Some people, it's more writing. And so really give yourself permission to just look at what comes easy for you naturally. What comes easy for you naturally? And start to do more of that. But the key for all of this is not to just keep resisting and resisting and resisting, because the more that you resist something, the more of that you're going to have. This is tied in with the law of increase. The more that you focus on something, the more of that thing you get. So when you focus on the negativity, when you focus on what's hard, you get more of what's hard. You get more negativity. You get more resistance. But allow yourself to say, okay, I'm in a pissy mood right now and I don't want more of that. What's one thing that I'm grateful and thankful for? What's one thing that I can appreciate in this very moment. And this is going to help you shift your mindset into really looking at the situation differently. Because, okay, think about being at a theme park. If you've ever been at a theme park, you have seen a kid have a complete and utter meltdown. They're kicking, they're screaming, they're crying, they're pissed off, they're hating the world, and then you see the other kid just, yeah, this is awesome, woo! And they're just blowing and going, and they're just having the most amazing time ever. Ever. And I just like spit because I'm so excited. What's the difference? What is the difference? The difference is your perception, how you're filtering out your reality. You know, one of the things that I used to always hear from my mom that I've shared with my kids, and I also like live by this, fun is an attitude, not an activity, okay? But I get it. Sometimes there are some shit shows that happen, like if you're in the middle of a divorce, if you are going through a bankruptcy or going through some financial stuff, if you're overweight, if you're feeling like shit, if you've got medical issues. I totally get it and I totally understand. However, you are alive. You are alive and you have free will. And sometimes it is hard to change your mindset. But I am here to tell you that the more that you focus on the negative and the bullshit, the more of it that you're going to get. So really give yourself permission to say, even though I'm in the middle of a shit show, what can I appreciate? What am I grateful for right now? I'm grateful that I have access to the internet so I can watch not only Flora's videos, but somebody else's videos. I'm so grateful and thankful that I have the cognitive ability to understand that I do have free will and that ease and flow and fun is a choice. It is a choice, and I can choose to get myself out of the funk. Now, we're wired as humans for negativity, simply because that is what's kept us alive. So it's easier to be negative. It really is easier to be negative. It's easier to focus on the bullshit. Because again, that's ego doing its part. Ego likes to keep us informed of all the threats and all the bullshit because that has kept us alive as a species. Now, you can notice that stuff, but you can focus more on the positive and focus more on what is working. You just have to train your mind. This is mindset work, mindset work, mindset work, mindset work. This is one of the biggest pieces of self-help that I resisted for the longest period of time. I was truly convinced mindset was bullshit. And all I had to do was put the strategy together and do the to-dos, like check off my list. Okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But I found at the end of the day, I was just tired and pissed and I had no fun. And I'm like, really? I'm doing all this and I'm not getting anything in return. And I was giving, but I wasn't getting back. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, seriously, I was really pissed because I'm like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And because I was so focused on that, because I was so focused on what I was doing wrong and so focused on doing the work and, well, I need to make this video and I need to do that and I need to do this and I need to do that. But I wasn't having any fun. I wasn't in flow. It didn't feel easy because I learned that you have to work hard in order to be a success. And finally I was like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel easy. This doesn't feel good. And then I was like, okay, what am I not doing? What am I not doing? And so I sat down for a couple days and I researched all the big names. Oprah, Tony Robbins, all the big names. And one of the things that I noticed that they all did, and I was really begrudgingly going, oh, I really don't want to do this, was they all were talking about mindset stuff and gratitude and appreciation. And I'm like, yeah, that's just a bunch of bullshit. I don't believe it. But I also realized they were in a space that I wasn't. So I was like, okay, I'll try this. I wanted to entertain the idea. Now, granted, when it was time for me to have fun, like going to a theme park or going hiking, obviously I was having fun there. But in my work life, I wasn't. And so I was like, okay, so I'm just going to try this. And so every morning before I did anything, I started a gratitude practice. I started to do my 10 by 10 by 10. Now, for those of you who've been watching me for a long time, you've heard my 10 by 10 practice, which is, where you share what you're grateful and thankful for that's already in your life, and then you share 10 things that you're grateful and thankful for that you're manifesting as if it's already happened. Well, I have another 10 things that I do that I only share with my private clients and the people that are in my memberships, which is the Mastermind Mafia and the 1 Degree Shift Tribe. But I'm here to tell you that the 10 by 10 is good enough for now. So I started to do the 10 by 10. I'm so grateful and thankful for, and then again, shared 10 things that I'm grateful for, and then 10 things that I'm grateful for that I'm manifesting. So I started to do that every single morning before anything. And sometimes it felt like a chore, and sometimes it felt really good. But I noticed at the end of that 10 by 10 session, I actually felt better. I was like, and my mindset shifted just a little bit. And throughout the day, I focused more on what felt good instead of what I felt like I had to do. And I noticed that things started to feel easier. Things started to feel more in flow. So I was like, who knew? There really was something to it. Now, I got to tell you, I resisted it so much. And even sometimes still, when I do this 10 by 10 by 10 practice, and when I tune in and really allow myself to pivot every single day, sometimes I do feel resistance because, like I said, humans are wired for negativity. We are wired to find and seek out the negative because that is what's kept us alive. And so when you allow yourself to just recognize, okay, so my life is feeling hard right now. First and foremost, what's my definition of easy? What would the opposite of hard look like for me? And really do that. Really define what that is for you. And then ask yourself, okay, throughout the day, what feels easy? What feels hard? And is there a way for you to shift your mindset about what feels hard? Why does it feel hard? Is it because you want to do it or you don't want to do it? Because somebody's telling you to do it? Or really, why does it feel hard? And what would it look like if that thing felt easy now, okay? And then start to do a 10 by 10 practice. So what are 10 things that you're really grateful and thankful for that you have in your life already? And then what are 10 things that you really want to bring into your life that you want to manifest? But write them out as if they have already happened. Now, like I said, this was the practice that was so hard for me to implement because I honestly thought mindset stuff was bullshit. I truly, truly did. But I'm here to tell you that was the shift. That was the tipping point in my business. That was the tipping point in my relationships. Literally, that was the tipping point in my life. That is when my income doubled almost overnight. And since then, it has doubled and tripled exponentially. The more I do mindset work, the more I go into gratitude, the more I go into appreciation, the more that I tune into my intuition, which I've been teaching intuition forever, the more that I go in and say, this doesn't feel right. Let me pivot. Let me do that little 1 degree shift, that little tiny pivot so that it feels more in alignment with who I truly am and why I'm here. That's when things start to feel easy again. Easy like when you're a kid, okay? And when it feels hard, that's my indicator. I'm forcing something that probably doesn't need to happen. What am I doing? And I really allow myself to just check in with myself. And so I would encourage you today to do this practice. First, write out, what's your definition of easy? Or what's hard and what would be the opposite, okay? And then reflect on your day today or reflect on your life and ask yourself, what feels hard for me? What feels easy? And those hard things, how can I shift my mindset? How can I look at it differently so that it's a little bit easier for me? And again, fun is an attitude, not an activity. And then, sorry about that, I keep getting phone calls. Then allow yourself to really look at everything that you're doing throughout the day and just, okay, what am I grateful for? What am I so grateful and thankful for that I already have in my life? What is something that I'm so grateful and thankful for that I know is coming? and allow yourself to really be in that space of gratitude and appreciation. And I want you to test this out. Truly, truly test this out. Because like I said, this was something that I thought was utter and complete bullshit. That I'm just like, no, I just need to work hard and what I want is going to come to me. Well, if you want it hard, keep going. But if you want it to be easier, if you want it to feel in flow, if you want it to feel fun and exciting, move into a space of gratitude, move into a space of appreciation, move into a space of intuition, and really feeling out what feels good and what feels in alignment for you, and give yourself permission to recognize, this doesn't feel so good. And you're going to notice it somewhere in your body. And when you notice it feels hard, give yourself permission to just pivot just enough to where it feels easy again, or where it feels in flow. And it could be taking a 5-minute break and then coming back to whatever it is that you're doing, okay? So if you loved this video, what I want you to do is post a comment, an emoji, something below to let me know that you've loved this video. Also, like it, share it, and I will be back here again to share with you more of ease and flow very soon.